Hello everyone. Now this is Vartika once again and I am back with the continuation video on dictionary functions. We have already covered some of the functions of dictionary in the previous video. Now we will continue with more functions related to dictionary. So moving on to the next function. That function is your pop function. Now pop function is basically used to remove a key value pair from the dictionary, and it also returns the value of the key that is removed from the dictionary. Right? The syntax of the function is variable is equal to dictionary object name dot pop, and within bracket we specify the key and there is a second argument known as value. We will see what is the use of this argument right now. First of all, whatever key we specify over here, that key value pair will be removed from the dictionary and the value of that key will be stored in this variable. Right? Now, it might happen that the key that you have provided to the pop function is not existing. In that case, what will happen? It will flash you an error. So, in order to avoid that error, what we do is we provide the second argument. The second argument is helpful in case the dictionary does not contain the key that you have provided. In that case, the value you provide over here will be assigned to the variable written over here. See, this is the example. Here I have taken a dictionary D. Now this dictionary is containing A10, B20, C30 and D40. These four pairs are contained in the dictionary. Now I have written D dot pop A. I have provided the key A. So now what it is going to do? It is going to remove A10 from this dictionary and the value of this key A, that is 10, will be assigned to the variable X. Right? So when we display X, see, it is showing the value 10. Right? In this example, in the other example, see, I have written D dot pop X not present. Now X key is not existing in the dictionary. So what is going to happen? Y will contain the value not present. The value that I have passed as the second argument to the pop function. So when I display Y, it has shown not present. Okay. If I would not have provided this second argument, then in this case, it would have flashed the error. Okay. Now moving on to the next function, that is your pop item. Now this function actually removes the key value pair that is last inserted in the dictionary. The last entered key value pair is removed from the dictionary. And now what it is going to return? It is going to return that deleted or the key value pair that is being deleted in the form of a tuple. Right? But if the dictionary is empty, it is not having any pair, in that case it is going to flash you an error. Now the syntax of this function is variable is equal to dictionary object dot pop item. Now this variable is going to contain a tuple containing the key and value which is being deleted. And which key value pair will be deleted? The one that is inserted last. So let us understand it with the help of an example. See, I have taken this dictionary D. Again, it is containing 4 key value pairs and I have written D dot pop item. So in this dictionary, the last element that is inserted is D40 because it is written at the last. So this is the last pair that will be inserted. So this will be removed using this function. Now when I display the value of X, you can see D40 is displayed because this pair is removed. Right? Another example. Here I have taken a dictionary D. Then first of all I have inserted X1 key, then ABC key and then P1 key. When I have displayed the dictionary, see, this is the dictionary. And now I have written D dot pop item. So what was the last key value pair inserted? That is P177. So P177 will be removed. After P177 is removed, again if I give D dot pop item, So what will be the second last element that was inserted? That is ABC 56. So ABC 56 will be removed. Okay. Then again if I give it, it will now remove X1 23. Now the dictionary is empty. If again I give this function, it is going to flash an error. Moving on to the next function, that is your set default function. Now set default function is used to insert a new key value pair to the existing dictionary, right? And it is also going to return the value of the pair that is inserted, right? Now the syntax is variable is equal to dictionary object dot set default key comma value. This is the key to be inserted and this is its corresponding value. Now this value argument is optional. If you do not provide this value argument, then it will place none over there, right? And if suppose you have provided a key that is already existing in the dictionary, this is not a new key but it is an already existing key, then in that case it is not going to insert that key value pair, but it is simply going to return the current value of that key which is existing in the dictionary. Okay, let us understand it with the help of example. See, this is your dictionary D. These are the 4 pairs. Then I have written X is equal to D dot set default V comma 66. Now V is the key and 66 is its value. So V key is not existing over here. So this key value pair will be added to the dictionary. And what will X display? It will display 66. That is the value that you have provided over here. Right? Now let us see the next one. Let's see the dictionary. See, the content V66 is added to the dictionary. Okay. Now moving on to the next example, it is given Y is equal to D dot set default B90. Now B key is already existing in the dictionary. So now what will happen? It is not going to insert the B key, but instead it is going to return the current value of B. And what is the current value of B? It is 20. So 20 will be the current value and 90 will not be updated. Okay. When I display the dictionary, see, B is still 20. Okay. Now moving on to the next function, that is your update function. Now update function is basically used to update the content of one dictionary with another dictionary. Right? There is one dictionary object which is called the current dictionary object through which this function is called or executed. And another dictionary object is passed as an argument to this function. So what it is going to do, it is going to update the current dictionary object using the key value pairs from the past dictionary object. See, this is the syntax. This dictionary object, this is the current dictionary object through which we are calling this function, through which we have written dot update. This is your current dictionary object and another dictionary object is passed as an argument to this function. So now what it is going to do, it is going to update this dictionary object using the dictionary passed as an argument. If the current dictionary object does not contain any key which is existing in the past dictionary object, then the new key value pair will be added to the current dictionary object. For example, if this dictionary object contains certain key value pair which is not present over here, then that key value pair will be added to this dictionary. But if suppose it contains certain key value pair which are already there, then the content of this dictionary object or the key value pair of this dictionary object will be updated according to this. Let us understand with the help of example. See, if this is your dictionary D, it is containing 4 pairs A10, B20, C30 and D40. Now there is another dictionary object D1. It is containing two pairs, B45 and D90. Now when I have written D dot update D1, so what it is going to do? It is going to update this dictionary D with the content of D1. So the key value pairs which are existing in D1 but not in D will be added to D. But the key value pairs which are already in D, then their value will be changed according to the value of D1. See, here D1 is containing the key B, which is already there in D. The value of B key in D is 20, but in D1 it is 45. So this 20 value will be changed to 45. In the same way, D1 contains a key D, which is also there in D. D1 contains a key D, which is already there in D dictionary. In D, its value is 40, but in D1, it is 90. So D value, that is 40, will be replaced with this new value 90. Now you can have a look at it. See, first of all, you can see that the value of B is changed from 20 to 45 and the value of D is changed from 40 to 90. Now what will happen to D1? See, the D1 is not updated at all. Its values are utilized by D, but there is no changes done in the dictionary passed as an argument. Moving on to the next function, sorted. Now sorted function is basically not the function of a dictionary. It is just like the len function, which can be applied to dictionary, but it is not considered as the function of dictionary. Right? So how do we write? This is simply used to sort the keys of the dictionary and return that sorted list of keys. Right? It returns the answer in the form of a list, and that list will contain only the keys, not the values. So how it is written? Sorted, and within parenthesis we write dictionary, comma, reverse. Dictionary argument specifies the dictionary whose keys are to be sorted. And reverse argument, this is an optional argument. Its default value is false. So if you have not written, that means reverse is equal to false. And that simply means the dictionary keys will be sorted in ascending order. But if you want to sort the dictionary keys in descending order, then you will write reverse is equal to true. Okay, let us see. See, this is a DIC dictionary, Dic dictionary. It is containing certain values, right? 20A, 20 is the key, A is the value. 12B, 12 is the key, B is the value. 56C, 56 is the key, C is the value. And 34, 34 is the key, D is its value. Now when I have written sorted dic, I have not written the reverse argument. That means the sorting will be done in ascending order. Now the result will be stored in L. Now what will be L? L will be a list. List of keys of the dictionary dic in ascending order. See, this is your answer. Right? Another example. I have taken the same dictionary, but in this I have written the argument reverse is equal to false. Right? Now this what I have written is the default value. The default value of reverse is false. So it will provide you the same answer. So if you write reverse is equal to false or you do not write reverse, it's one and the same thing. Now in the next I have written reverse is equal to true. So now what it is going to do? It is going to sort the keys of the dictionary in descending order. See, the dictionary keys are sorted in descending order. Right? Coming up to the next function. The next function is your sum function. Again, this is similar to your sorted function. It is not a function of dictionary, but it can work with the dictionary. Now this function is going to add all the keys of the dictionary and return the sum of those keys. But you have to remember one thing over here. The keys has to be numeric. if you want to apply this function. If the dictionary keys are not numeric, then it will give you an error. And how do we write it? Variable is equal to sum, and then the dictionary object is passed as an argument. Variable is going to contain the sum of all the keys of the dictionary. Okay, so this is an example. The keys of this dictionary are 20, 12, 56, 34. When I have written S is equal to sum dic, so S is going to contain the sum of 20, 12, 56, 34. And this is your answer. Now the next function is min function. Again, this is similar to your sorted and sum function. It can work with dictionary, but it is not the function of dictionary. Now what it is going to do, it is going to take dictionary object as an argument, and it will return the minimum key of the dictionary. That is the key, the smallest key of the dictionary, right? The syntax is similar to sum function. So variable is equal to min and within bracket dictionary object. Now let's see, this is the same dictionary. When I have written m is equal to min dic, so what will m contain? What is the minimum key value? 12. So m will contain 12. Okay. Now if the dictionary keys are alphabetic, that is a string, then also min function can be applied. Sum function cannot be applied on the non-numeric keys, but min function can be applied. So when I have written m1 is equal to min d, so now what is the smallest key? That is your a. Because in case of a string, it finds the smallest and largest on the basis of their ordinal values, that is ASCII codes. Okay. In the last, we will come to another function, max, similar to the min function. This max function is going to find out the key of the dictionary with the maximum value. The dictionary can have the numeric keys also. They can have the non-numeric keys also. The syntax is similar. Variable is equal to max, then dictionary object. Now, the same dictionary I have taken and I have written m is equal to max dic. So, the maximum dictionary key is, maximum value of the dictionary key is 56. So, your answer is 56. Another example where I have taken the dictionary keys as a string. So, the maximum value of this dictionary will be D. So, these were the dictionary functions. So, with this we come to the end of the chapter, or you can say the topic dictionary. I'll be covering up many more topics related to Python. The next topic that I would be taking up is the functions, especially the user-defined functions in Python. So, do subscribe my channel so that you get to know whenever I upload my new video. And this is pretty sure that my next video will make the concept of functions very, very clear to you. So, do subscribe the channel. Thank you.